So I was pastoring Saxe Assembly of God Church. It was a good church. We were probably running 500 or 600, maybe 8. I don't know how big we were at the time. When Dr. Flattery called the office and asked for an appointment. Well, when Dr. George Flattery asks for an appointment, you drop whatever and you make room because he's Dr. Flattery. So we did that. He shows up, wants to sit down and tell me about this new idea. It's, he was known for his ideas. We already had the great questions of life that had been sent around the world. It had turned into a school, global university. His great ideas were worth listening to. So I said, well, what is it, Dr. Flattery? He said, well, you see that big computer sitting on your desk? And in those days, boy, they were big. He said, someday that computer is going to be able to talk to all the other computers in the world. I said, what? He said, no, I'm telling you, there's something at work that will allow all the desktop computers, we didn't have laptops yet, to begin to speak to each other all over the world. He started describing the internet to me. He said, knowing that's coming, we've got to get ready. The church shouldn't be playing catch up, we should be in the lead. When that hits the ground, we already need a plan. And then he started sharing the plan that would someday become Network 21.1. As I listened to him describe the process of how that somebody in Dallas could actually have a conversation with somebody anywhere in the world that had a computer, and that some things could be done to make them want to be on that in that conversation and share. I'm honest with you, I didn't get it. I did not get it. When he left the office that day, I said, okay, I still don't get it. Because in those days, there wasn't a Google. In those days, the internet had not gained its traction that it would soon gain. In those days, are you ready for this? I still didn't have a way to send emails. I didn't have an email account. That's how long ago this is. And he could already see what God was up to. He saw the 50 million and the 100 million before we could see the guy next door through this process. That's where it started for me. So we began to give it and support it. We just said, whatever it is, Dr. Flattery, if it's you, I believe it'll happen, because obviously you've proven you hear from God and you don't think inside the box the rest of us do. So we began to bless him a little bit and begin to give toward him at our church. By the time I became the superintendent of the North Texas district, we understood it. It was already starting to happen. We could get it. We understood that, wow, God had spoke to him, and the potential was phenomenal. It was then that I asked our district to support us in helping raise money to buy AdWords. Way back in my office, there was not such thing as an AdWord. Now there was. Now Google had put us in a place to do things we couldn't do. So I started raising some funds. It took us 2 years. Mark helped us, others helped us. We just worked hard and we just went back. First year we didn't get it, so we went after it again and doing our best to raise that $1 million to help us buy AdWords to release this gospel around the world. Today, thousands of others are participating in helping us. And every time somebody gives a little money, just a dollar or two, maybe a $10 gift, maybe a $100 gift, it multiplies into hundreds and thousands of souls. I'll never forget. We were at this meeting for all the folks that are on the board for Network 21.1, and Dr. Flattery hosted the meeting at the Cowboy football stadium. And so we get there and he takes us to the middle of that famous star in the middle of the football field. And there we stand, all of us. He said, look at all the seats around us. And we looked at that 80,000 plus seats, and they put over 100,000 in there, but they don't all have a seat. You know, Jerry Jones, he sells seats to people that don't even get a seat. And he was telling us all of this. All of these people, he said, you know how long it would take to fill this stadium for a citywide crusade? And he shared some thoughts and ideas and how much work and how much money. He said, we fill this stadium week after week. We fill this stadium again and again in our internet connections. That's how many people we're reaching. And I think that was the day it dawned on me that what we're doing has to do with millions, not just thousands. And sure enough, today we celebrate 50 billion people have heard the gospel of Christ through this incredible venue. The day will come when there will be another 50 million. We'll celebrate 100 million. The greatest day will come, standing in heaven. People standing all around us telling us, you know, I found Jesus through the internet. The internet. Dubose didn't even know what that was. I got saved through the internet because of this ministry and because of the gift you gave to buy the AdWord that got my attention and brought me to this place. There'll be millions and we get to participate. Thank you guys for helping us do this. I pray God bless you for your part.